Hello guys, welcome back to another review video. So today I'm going to be reviewing a television crossover special, which is called Jimmy-Timmy Power Hour. Now I remember me seeing this a long time ago, and it was released in both 2004 until it ended in 2006, because they had three. They have Jimmy-Timmy Power Hour 2 when nerds collide, and Jimmy-Timmy Power Hour 3, the Jerkinators. Yeah. So Jimmy-Timmy Power Hour is pretty much a crossover. It's like a crossover. Like, I didn't see any crossover specials. Like, I've only seen The Simpsons Family Guy crossover back then, and the Go Diego Go and Dora the Explorer crossover, which I've seen years ago. But I remember me seeing this, and it's pretty forgettable. I don't think a lot of people really remember this. They don't really remember Jimmy-Timmy Power Hour because, you know, it's for kids, it's for children, like Child's Play or something. But let me just review 3 of the Jimmy-Timmy Power Hour television specials, and let's just get started. Welcome back to my video. I think I reviewed Blue Sky Studios last time. Now I'm going to review in the Jimmy-Timmy Power Hours, because I know they make 3. I know that they made 3. It was created by both Butch Hartman and John A. Davis. A.K.A. Butch Hartman, he's the creator of The Fairy Odd Parents and Tough Puppy and Danny Phantom, etc. And John A. Davis was the creator of Jimmy Neutron. And I think he made, after Jimmy Neutron, I think he made Barnyard and The Ant Bully, which The Ant Bully wasn't really that good. And by the way, Barnyard wasn't really that great either, because The Ant Bully was actually their last project, because DNA Productions, they just shut down in 2006. That's why they made the third one. You know, the third one didn't do well anyway. Anyway, going on topic. Yeah, so let me just review all the 3 television specials of Jimmy-Timmy Power. Let's start off with number 1. Let's start off with Jimmy-Timmy Power Hour 1. Jimmy-Timmy Power Hour 1. I thought it was a decent special. I thought it was a decent television special, because it had a plot to it, and it had potential. It had a lot of potential to it. And it's about, you know, Timmy Turner. About Timmy Turner and his classmates. You know, they have the greatest stuff. He wants to perform something at the science project, or the science fair. Science fair. So he wishes that he can he can wish that he was in the greatest lab ever, but instead he said the greatest lab in the universe. So both Cosmo and Wanda, they poofed him to Jimmy's World, which is a 3D animation. He was in CGI. So we see Timmy Turner in CGI. And after that, he goes into his lab. He puts the DVD in, it's like a video game, and he turns Goddard into a villain. And then Jimmy Neutron, he holds Timmy Turner's poofer, and then he poofs into Timmy Turner's World, which is 2D animation. And after that, you know, Crocker is the villain in this movie. I mean, Crocker has always been a villain in the Fairy Odd Parents movies, like I can't remember what that name is called. Abracatastrophe. Yeah, that was a special. He was a villain in that. Now he's a villain in this special as well, where he wants to go to Fairy World, and he wants to be the ruler of Fairy World, and you know, he wants to get all the magic and stuff, and that's pretty much it. And Jimmy Neutron saves the day. So Jimmy obviously saves the day, and Cosmo always calls him Fudgehead. Save the world, Fudgehead. You got Timmy Turner, you know, having a relationship with Cindy, thinking that he's his girlfriend, because Cindy thought that Timmy Turner was a smart person or whatever, or a smart geek. They call him Small-Headed Jimmy. Carla and Sheen call him Small-Headed Jimmy. They thought it was Jimmy, but it's not Jimmy, it's Timmy. Yeah, that's That's pretty much it. That's all I remember about Jimmy-Timmy Power Hour 1. I think this was a good crossover special. I think it was pretty good. You know, it's a good decent it's a decent television special. I liked it. I liked it for what it is. You know, at the end, you know, Jimmy and Timmy, you know, didn't had beef, but they shook hands, and then you know, Jimmy, he allows to have at the end when Timmy Turner in the science fair, Goddard shows up and Timmy wants first place. That was pretty touching. That was pretty touching of what Jimmy did. He allowed his god Goddard to be in 2D animation, and he wins first place. I'm like, that's just pretty touching. Average kid who no one understands. Jimmy said that. Sydney having feelings for Timmy. I thought this was a very good television special. It really was, and I'm really glad that Nick stepped forward. I mean, I'm really glad that Nickelodeon take 5 steps forward to make this crossover. They had a good plot, good story, and it's just a decent television special. I liked it. All right, that's all I gotta say about Jimmy-Timmy Power Hour. So let's move on to the second television special. Jimmy-Timmy Power Hour 2, When Nerds Collide. I thought it was crazy. I just thought it was okay. Just a little bit crazy and cheesy and corny and dumb and all over the place. I mean, it's about, you know, Jimmy and Timmy fighting each other over a girl, over Cindy. Friday the 13th dance. Oh, great. You just referenced Friday the 13th. Like Friday the 13th movie, horror movie. Are you serious? I'm like, this is just so goofy. It's so goofy. It's so lazy. It's unfunny. It's painfully unfunny. I just didn't care for this second television. Oh my God, man. So this was pretty much a Fairy Odd Parents special. It could have been a Fairy Odd Parents special, but it's also a Jimmy Neutron special as well, because it's both Jimmy and Timmy. Jimmy Neutron and Fairy Odd Parents mix. Yeah, exactly, because it's just... When nerds collide, what does that actually mean? When nerds collide, what does that... I mean, Timmy Turner is not really that smart. Timmy Turner is not smart. He's not even a nerd. Jimmy Neutron's a nerd. I mean, what does this mean, when nerds collide? Well, I think it kind of means that two of these kids, they're fighting over Cindy. They're fighting over Cindy to take her to the Friday the 13th dance, and then Jorgen von Strangle teams up with Professor Calamitous. Are you kidding me? Professor Calamitous is in this television special. I mean, he was in Win, Lose Kaboom and in other episodes of Jimmy Neutron. But why does he have to be a part of this? Professor Calamitous? Oh, great. I mean, I was excited back then when it first came out back in 2006. But looking at it back now, I just watched it recently. Looking at it back now, when I watched this recently, I just thought it was cheesy, corny, god-awful, painfully unfunny, lazy. I know this doesn't make any sense that I'm talking about this, like reviewing this, like most people review about movies, classic movies, you know, but I'm telling you my thoughts about When Nerds Collide. I just don't think it's a good special. It's not needed. It shouldn't exist. Friday the 13th. They reference Friday the 13th, which is a horror movie back in 1981. Are you serious? Oh my goodness sake. I mean, the jokes, they're just bland. They're just stupid. It's like a Fairy Odd Parents special. I mean, it's cool that you got Sheen, Carl, and Libby. They join in Timmy Turner's world because Timmy took Cindy to take her to the Friday the 13th. That's basically what this is all about. Just a dance, fighting over a school dance. I wish I had that before. I wish I had that. I wish I had a school dance. I wish I had a. Kind of wish I had a girl to dance with. Man, it's just when I watch this, it's like Valentine's Day all over again because it's about two kids fighting over a girl. Oh my goodness sake! Like, why they have to fuck this over like that? Why? Why do they have to mess this up like this? Why do they have to make a crossover like this when nerds collide? More like when nerds explode to death, because I don't like this. It's like Sonic versus Shadows or Dr. Eggman. When I about this title, it kind of looks like that, you know? Two boys fighting over a girl. I mean, that's classic. I mean, that's high school shit. Kids do that all the time. Oh, excuse me. Kids do that all the time. I mean, this special, I mean, okay, Timmy Turner, he goes into Jimmy Neutron's world and then he tries to find Cindy and then Timmy Turner fakes, he lies to Cindy that he was a genius. And like he was a genius, so Timmy Turner basically lies about being a genius, and then Jimmy Neutron finds out that Cosmo and Wanda are his weakest weapons. That like the burp cannon, like he did the burp cannon, and then a rocket ship, and then he goes behind this tree, and a rocket appears. Poof! A rocket appears, and I mean, why does that matter? Being the smartest, like, it doesn't matter who's smart or we're all normal in our own way, man. This special is all about, just who is the smartest one, who could take the girl to the dance. It has annoying annoying dialogue. Sheen and Cosmo, they break the rules by, a hot dog weenie, flying, and then Carl marrying a turkey, and then Timmy Turner dead, plain dead. I'm like, Jesus Christ. And then at the end, you got Chip Skylark's shiny teeth in me at the end. I'm like, oh, they did the soundtrack of it, and then they put it at the end of the movie. It said we don't see Chip Skylark. I'm like, oh my goodness, okay, that's random. Never expected that to happen. I mean, really. I mean, Jorgen von Strangle at the end, he seems kind of tired and worn out because Cindy, he wants both Jimmy and Timmy to dance with her, and then Jorgen von Strangle thought of an idea to split those animations together, 2D and 3D. I thought that was kind of weird, to be honest, very weird. At the end, Jimmy, Timmy, they just fight over the same girl over and over, and it ends. The end. That's it. That's it. So what do I think about When Nerds Collide? I just think it was a pile of shit. It's like Dwayne Johnson says, this is the biggest piece of dog shit. It is a little bit. I mean, this can't get any worse than that, right? There's nothing coming back to this, right? Right? Oh, wait, there's a third one coming, which I'm going to talk about next. So, yeah, When Nerds Collide, from what I remembered about all of that, I mean, Professor Calamitous coming in 2D animation, and then Jimmy Neutron also meets Timmy Turner's parents. He thought that they were richer people, and they live in a house with a fancy toilet and stuff like that. And they got the fancy whatever. It's just too cheesy, too corny, and Morgan Freeman. Why Morgan Freeman? Sheen wishes for Morgan Freeman because Timmy Turner trades Cosmo wanted to Carl Sheen and Libby so that they can have stuff that they wanted. Like Libby with the dancing and Carl with the llamas, which is I think it was okay with Carl with the llamas and stuff, and that kind of made me chuckle a little bit, you know, because Carl likes llamas. But overall, this special, it's a 3 out of 10. It's a bad crossover special. It shouldn't exist. That's all I gotta say about Jimmy-Timmy Power Hour 2 When Nerds Collide. I'm done talking about this travesty of a crossover. It should be zero for what I care. So let's move on to the next crossover special. Jimmy-Timmy Power Hour 3, The Jerkinators. Oh, oh my God. They they just don't know when to give up, man. They just don't know how to. Oh man. I mean, this is without a doubt, this is just terrible. It's painfully unfunny, lazy. It's forgettable. It's the biggest piece of dog. Just the biggest piece of dog shit 3 times. Three times. 3 times. 3 times. Oh man. Jimmy-Timmy Power Hour 3, The Jerkinators. Oh man. I mean, The Jerkinators, the title, it just looks kind of, just doesn't make any sense. Like, what's a Jerkinator? What are the Jerkinators? Like, what does that mean? What does that actually mean? The Jerkinators. The Jerkinators, really? It was created by Butch Hartman. I think it was created by Butch Hartman. But seriously, the Jerkinators. Oh my God. Okay, so it's about, the plot starts when oh my God, Jimmy Neutron. He just acts like a hyperactive kid, hyperactive, annoying piece of shit. That he acts like a goof. He just acts goofy, in my opinion. He acts so goofy. Like Jimmy Neutron, he's never like that in the Jimmy Neutron episodes from the past. But this is just a whole mess. I mean, Jimmy Neutron, he said that Carl and Sheen are his favorites. McFour's a McDouble, whatever that is. I don't know. Mick calls him McDouble. What the fuck? Sorry. So Jimmy Neutron, he's looking into other dimensions, and he sees Timmy Turner in another dimension. He looks at what he's doing, which is kind of strange. I don't know how he looks at Timmy Turner's life. So this crossover is basically about friendships. I mean, it's not about two guys fighting over a girl like the last time, like Jimmy-Timmy Power Hour 2 When Nerds Collide. I mean, that was terrible, and now we got this. I mean, it's good to see Timmy Turner and Jimmy Neutron getting along as friends. I mean, it's good. It's good to see Jimmy and Timmy friends, but they become more idiotic. Like, they ignore Sheen and Carl and Libby and even Cindy. Even Cindy goes to the treehouse, and then he tries to get Jimmy-Timmy's attention, but then they ignored her and they kicked her out of the treehouse. I'm like, just because Jimmy and Timmy are best friends doesn't mean you have to take advantage of it. Doesn't mean you gotta like ignore your friends that care, ignore the people that care about you, like your friends like Carl, Libby, and Sheen or whatever and stuff. And Chester and AJ, he wanted to go to another. So AJ, he wants to go to the 21st century, but he realizes it's not the 21st century. So he acts goofy in this. And then you got Chester, which is Chester because it's more annoying, more irritating. I'm like, oh my goodness. Like, these two, they just follow him to his portal where they're gonna go to Jimmy Neutron's dimension so they can make their own villain. They can make their own villain named Shirley. Like, this villain is such a pointless, unfunny, annoying piece of shit. I mean, he acts just goofy, and he's voiced by Jeff Garlin. The same Jeff Garlin that was in Daddy Daycare with Eddie Murphy and other movies that he was in. He was in Toy Story 3, and he was also in The Goldbergs. And he was also in the movie WALL-E, where he voiced that pilot from WALL-E. You know, Disney Pixar's WALL-E from 2008, which I remember seeing that movie. Which that movie is a lot cleverer than this crossover movie. Jeff Garlin is... I don't know what to say about Jeff Garlin. Don't know what to say about him. Don't know what to say about Jeff Garlin. He's completely wasted Jeff Garlin's time. That he voiced a villain that's not funny, that's very shitty. Like, he acts like a child. Like, he acts like a child, man-child. Like, he grabs Jimmy Neutron's nose, and he says, "I got your nose." And Cosmo said, "Hey, you get back Jimmy's nose." Or Timmy's, it's Timmy's nose. Timmy's nose, sorry. Yeah, Timmy's nose. Give Timmy's nose back, yeah. And then he kicks the ground and makes Jimmy Neutron's shoes muddily filthy, and then he laughs about it. And he becomes more evil when Jimmy-Timmy told the villain that they're gonna go to the mall, meet them in the mall in an hour, but they never come back, so he becomes evil. Well, he becomes evil. He becomes evil. Of course, because you ditched him. That's why. What a stupid plot. Stupid plot twist. Stupid cliche that shouldn't exist. Look, Jimmy scream for it feels like it goes on for 10 fucking minutes. They scream for like 2 minutes. 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes. And then... oh my god. And then Shirley, the villain, he takes Jimmy Neutron's brain and he becomes a genius. And Jimmy Neutron becomes more stupid, more dull, more annoying, more irritated, more of a piece of shit. I mean, seriously. Like, he talks about the monster truck is going to eat the little trucks. I'm like, oh, yeah, because he's dumb. He's stupid. Now Timmy Turner's smart again. He's smarter than Jimmy now because the villain took, Jimmy Neutron's brain and they programmed it. I mean, the finale was even more ridiculous. I mean, Jimmy-Timmy, they promised Shirley, the villain, to go to the restaurant, but they lied about it, saying there was no total poodles or whatever he said. You tricked me again. You tricked me again. You tricked me. Oh. And then after that, they told Jimmy-Timmy told the villain that they're gonna go to a relaxing, with people put their towels on their heads and then it's like a shower or something. I forgot what that place is called, but then they ditched him again, and then the mailman comes and stuff. I mean, the mailman comes and then he gives him a letter saying, they said, if you want to come and find us, we'll meet in Retroville. And then the villain says, I will destroy them there. And then when he got to Jimmy Neutron's world, when he got into the 3D animation, so when he asked everybody from Retroville, where are the ones called Jimmy and Timmy? And then Jimmy's dad, he acts like an idiot. He says, never heard of them. Now we don't have a son named... Are you kidding me? You have a son named Jimmy. Jimmy Neutron's your son. You don't even know and remember your own son. This is how badly this crossover is. This is how bad this crossover is. Like, it doesn't deserve an IMDb rating. It doesn't deserve Rotten Tomatoes rating or anything like that. And then the villain hit this place... I call this place Retro Dimsday Laville. I'm like, this is just so cheesy and corny and stuff like that. Oh my goodness sake. And oh man, the finale becomes worse. I mean, it's good that they apologize to him. I mean, the lesson is don't trick your friends. Don't take your friends full. I mean, do not take anything for granted. Say you're sorry and whatever. I get it. I understand the plot. I understand the story. But they just fucked it over. They messed this up. Oh my goodness. I know this sounds a little bit, unusual and retarded that I'm talking about this, but this is one of the worst crossovers I've ever seen, period. Like, I would rather watch Toy Story, Wall-E, or even the Drake and Josh Who Goes to Hollywood than this crossover special. This is so terrible. It's one of the worst crossovers I've ever seen. They made Jimmy Neutron into an annoying piece of shit dick. And then at the end, at the finale, Cindy asks Jimmy, are you smarter than me? Are you smarter than me? Like, he acts like this is not what Jimmy deserves. And the villain got a job as a pizza shop. Like, he works at a pizza shop and he yells at the kids and he says, "You love those crazy kids, right?" That was a good ending for him. Good for him that he got a job. I'm like, okay, the end. I apologize for the outbursts and cursing and all that kind of stuff, but I just never care for this crossover and never will. And I'm never going to watch this again. I never want to see a crossover like this ever again. They better not make a fourth one. Well, they're not, because of John A. Davis canceling DNA Productions in 2006. But this is so terrible. I would rather watch the Fairy Godparents Fairy Idol, the television special, than this crossover special. This is terrible. And I would rather watch the Simpsons guy with the Simpsons and Family Guy with the crossover than this. It's lazy, painfully unfunny. It's unfunny. It's cringe. It's terrible. It's bad. And I give up. I give up talking. Jimmy-Timmy Power Hour 3, the Jerkinators. They call it the Jerkinators because Jimmy and Timmy act like jerks. They act like jerks to their friends. And they pretend that they don't exist. Like, this is a bad, lazy concept of a crossover that ever made. That's why they made it. That's why it's called the Jerkinators. So what do I think about this? Jimmy-Timmy Power Hour 3, the Jerkin. I think it was a piece of shit. It's the biggest piece of dog shit. 3 times. I don't like it. All right. I'm done talking about this, so let's just not move on, but let me just say my final words about the final requests about 3 of these trilogies. Well, this has been my rant on the Jimmy-Timmy Power Hour trilogies. And I like the first one, and I will always like the first one, but the 2, they're just not for me. I'm sorry. So I think my next review, I'm going to be talking about my best and worst Eddie Murphy movies. So I want to talk about that next time. Whenever I have the chance, I'll do that. Jimmy-Timmy, it's good to see, Jimmy Neutron and Timmy Turner, collaborating with each other. It's great to see these 2 collaborating with each other and stuff, but it's just the shit they just got into. Like Butch Hartman, I think that was the guy who made it sillier. Like, it had silly moments in 2, 3. That's all I gotta say about Jimmy-Timmy Power Hour 2 and 3. I don't know any details of Jimmy-Timmy Power Hour. I don't know anything about. I know there's going to be a lot of people that are going to discover more about these trilogies and stuff like that, but from what I remembered, the first one was great. It will always be great. The second one, and the third one, shit. So, this is all I gotta say about the Jimmy-Timmy Power Hour trilogies. I would rather watch the Simpsons guy or any other crossover in general than this. Anyway, I'm done talking about this. Thanks for watching this. I'll see you guys next time. I'll probably do a next review next time. So thanks for watching and have a great day. My name is Rafael Sanchez. Have a great day.